So, yeah, I heard like you started a new diet. So what is it anyways? Like that paleo diet? No. Okay, but it's like low carb, right? Because, you know, like that's the only way you can lose weight. Carbs are the worst. I knew this girl whose brother's girlfriend, who was totally two-timing him, but anyways, well, her mother's coworker's friend lost like 80 pounds in 2 weeks or something on the low carb diet, like totally ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty extreme. Oh, I'm like a hundo that carbs are the reason that everybody is huge. I can gain 5 pounds just looking at a potato. But anyways, what were you saying? So what kind of diet are you on? It's a high carb, low fat diet. It's actually an oil-free, plant-based diet. You can't eat meat, no cheese, actually no dairy at all. Oh, so where do you get your protein from? And oh my goodness, your poor bones. Where are you gonna get your calcium from? And oil-free? What about olive oil and coconut oil? They are so good for you. I just don't get it. What on earth do you eat? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Stasia, and I'm following Dr. McDougall's The Starch Solution. Much like my intro, there's just a lot of people who do not understand what this diet is and how we lose weight eating this way. So if you'd like to learn more, I will link 2 of my videos in the description that do a really good job explaining what this diet is, how it works, and why I chose it to lose weight. But for today, I'm gonna be showing you guys my starch solution meals for maximum weight loss that I'm eating to lose weight, and so can you. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go check it out. Okay, so most mornings I have oatmeal, but when I'm craving something a little more savory, then I make these super easy shredded hash browns. All you need is about half of a pepper, any will do, about 1 medium-sized potato, and 1 small onion or half of a medium onion. So after washing your potato, all you're going to do is use any regular cheese grater and grate your potato. Next, I like to give them a good rinse just to get the extra starch off. So as far as the onion goes, you can use as much or as little as you want. Me personally, I love onions, so even a large onion would have been great for this recipe. And you can also chop them up in chunkier pieces than I did. Just dice them however you prefer. I'm using an orange pepper here, but feel free to use green or red, any pepper will do. And much like the onions, if you want to use more than just half of a pepper, that would work well for the recipe too. I usually just chop them roughly into the same size pieces as the onions. As you guys know, I just usually try to give you guys a foundation for a recipe, no hard rules apply. Cooking the hash browns, you can either use a vegetable broth or water. Either one works, but today I'm going to be using vegetable broth just for a little bit more flavor. Okay, so we're gonna start by cooking our onions in a non-stick pan and adding some of the vegetable broth. Remember, we're no longer using oil to pan fry our veggies anymore, so just use as much vegetable broth or water that it takes to get them to brown nicely as they would with oil. I usually like to let my onions cook for about 5 or 6 minutes before I add the peppers. Then you want to mix your onions and peppers together and let them cook for about another 5 or 6 minutes or so. Now things are about to get real. Let's add those hash browns to the mix. Can we just take a second and acknowledge how much hash browns came out of that 1 medium-sized potato? Guys, that's why it's so amazing eating like this. You can actually eat more and way less. Okay, so now we're going to add some more vegetable broth or water. I usually start by just adding a little bit of liquid just to get them mixed in nicely with the onions and the peppers. Here I'm adding some garlic powder and a little bit of oregano, but again, add whatever spices that you like. Now it's time to completely cover them in your broth or your water and put a lid on it. Let them boil until almost all the liquid is gone. And last but not least, we want to brown them. Well, at least I do anyways. All I do is let them slightly stick to the pan and just constantly keep turning them. And that's it. That's how I make my hash browns. Look at this gorgeous food. We have some raspberries and sliced pears along with those beautiful hash browns we just made. It tastes so good with a little added ketchup or even hot sauce. Look at this food. Trust me guys, this recipe is delicious. Okay, so we're going to be making a super easy beet salad. I briefly showed this salad in one of my other videos along with shredded carrots, but today we're just going to do the beets. A lot of people ask me if you have to cook the beet, and the answer is no. We're just using a raw peeled beet with a regular cheese grater, and we're going to grate the entire thing. This one medium beet yielded quite a bit, so I'll probably only have half. Again, so here's my easy go-to salad dressing. Seriously, it's just 3 ingredients. We've got Dijon mustard, about a tablespoon of maple syrup, and lastly, we have apple cider vinegar. It kind of looks like it's a wine bottle. It is not, and I definitely poured too much, so I dumped some of that out. And then just stir it up, and you can add a little bit of salt, and you have yourself a delicious oil-free salad dressing. I don't put on any particular amount, I just put on enough so that it's nicely covered. In this case, I used about 2/3 of the dressing, so I saved the rest for later. In addition to this beet salad, I had this gorgeous, creamy, vanilla ginger sweet potato soup. Stay tuned for that recipe, guys. I will be linking that in the description as soon as it's available. This meal was super filling and super, super pretty. Okay, so today is kind of cool outside, so I am craving some comfort food. So tonight I'm going to be having rice with my steamed veggies and a white cream sauce on top. Your basic ingredients are just garlic, onion, cauliflower, and any plant-based milk. Okay, so to start, you want to use about half of a small onion. Unlike my other recipe, you do have to watch the amount of onion in this one because it can be overbearing in the flavor. Next, you want to finely dice 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. For me, I felt like 1 clove was good enough for this recipe. Then we're going to throw just the onions alone into a pot, add a little bit of water, and we are going to water fry these onions for about 5 or 6 minutes. I like to cook them first before adding the garlic, just because garlic does cook a bit faster than onions do. So now I'm throwing in the garlic, and I'm going to cook it for probably another 4 or 5 minutes, just until both the onions and the garlic are quite fragrant. Next, we're going to throw in about 2/3 of a head of chopped cauliflower. Then I'm going to add about 1 cup of plant-based milk and about half a cup of water. The amount of liquid we're putting in should not be completely covering the cauliflower. Once the cauliflower starts to cook, it's going to get soft and break down. You don't want too much liquid, otherwise it won't be as creamy as we like. I added a couple of pinches of onion powder and a couple pinches of oregano powder, but again, you can play around with your spices and add whatever you like. And there it is, guys. Look at this beautiful oil-free, creamy white sauce. You can put this on veggies, rice, pasta. It's so, so good. Again, no particular amount. I'm just gonna nicely cover my broccoli and cover my zucchini and then save the rest for later. And then to nicely top off this meal, I'm going to add some fresh cracked pepper to my vegetables. And then I'm going to be adding some coconut sauce to my rice. This stuff is to die for, guys. So, so, so good. I prefer it actually over soy sauce. Love it, love it, love it. And that's it. That's my beautiful dinner. Look at that, guys. Seriously, just doing the voiceover on this is making me hungry again just looking at it. I hope you guys try this and I hope you enjoy. Oh my gosh, so for any of you guys following me, you know about my sweet tooth. I love this so much. All I'm doing is throwing in some frozen bananas and a couple spoonfuls of baking cocoa powder. I think I put about 2 tablespoons or so. Again, you can experiment with that to your own liking. Next, you want to add just a little bit of plant-based milk. I'm using almond vanilla milk. Don't put too much, start off with a little bit, and you can always add more after in order for it to be creamy. Blend it all up and voila, you have yourself some nice cream. I actually would have liked it a little bit thicker than this, but it was still very, very delicious. So that's it, guys. That's what I ate today. Remember, try your best to find delicious foods on the Starch solution that you love. It makes it so much easier to stay on track than trying to choke down food that you'd rather throw in the garbage and hit the drive-thru. We don't want that. So if you're new here and you'd like to see more of my Starch solution, what I eat in a day videos, progress updates, and everything I'm learning along the way, then be sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you do not miss any of my future videos. As always, it's been a blast. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Chat soon.